From the moment man first took to the skies, we have been captivated by the dream of flight. The freedom of soaring above the clouds, the thrill of conquering gravity. These are the aspirations that have driven us to reach ever higher. But the path of progress is rarely smooth. Along the way, there have been moments of profound tragedy, events that have tested the limits of human ingenuity and resilience. These are the stories of those moments, the dark chapters of aviation history. We will journey back in time, revisiting the sites of some of the most harrowing aviation disasters ever recorded. Through archival footage and expert analysis, we will piece together the events that led to these tragedies, examining the technical failures, human errors, and fateful circumstances that combine to create these defining moments. But these stories are not merely tales of loss and despair. They are also stories of lessons learned, of innovations forged in the crucible of disaster, and of an industry's unwavering commitment to preventing such tragedies from ever happening again. Our story begins on a fateful day in March 1977 on the island of Tenerife in the Canary Islands. Picture, if you will, a sprawling airport, its runways shrouded in a thick blanket of fog, visibility reduced to a mere few meters. Amid this eerie stillness, two massive aircraft, a KLM Boeing 747 and a Pan Am Boeing 747, sit on the tarmac, their passengers and crew oblivious to the impending disaster. A chain of events, seemingly innocuous at first, is about to unfold, setting the stage for the deadliest aviation accident in history. A bomb threat at their original destination had forced both aircraft to divert to Los Rodeos Airport in Tenerife, a smaller airport ill-equipped to handle such large aircraft. The tarmac was crowded, the air thick with tension as pilots and air traffic controllers struggled to communicate amidst the chaos. Then a series of miscommunications and misunderstandings conspired to create a perfect storm. A dense fog obscured the runways, hindering visual contact, while simultaneous radio transmissions created confusion in the cockpit. The KLM flight, eager to return to the skies, misinterpreted a clearance from the tower and began its takeoff roll. Unbeknownst to them, the Pan Am aircraft was still taxiing on the same runway, hidden from view by the dense fog. The result was a catastrophic collision. The KLM jet, traveling at high speed, slammed into the Pan Am aircraft, the impact echoing across the island. The force of the collision was so great that it obliterated both aircraft, leaving a scene of unimaginable devastation. 583 lives were lost that day, a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of aviation and the devastating consequences of even the smallest miscalculation. The world mourned, united in grief for the victims and their families, but from the ashes of this tragedy arose a determination to prevent such a disaster from ever happening again. The Tenerife Airport disaster became a watershed moment in aviation history, prompting a complete overhaul of air traffic control procedures and pilot training. Next, we venture into the frozen heart of the Andes Mountains, a place of breathtaking beauty and unforgiving wilderness. Here, in October 1972, a charter flight carrying a Uruguayan rugby team and their supporters encountered a fate far more harrowing than any sporting challenge. Their aircraft, a Fairchild FH-227, was bound for Santiago, Chile, but a fierce storm system lay directly in their path. Buffeted by strong winds and shrouded in blinding snow, the pilots struggled to maintain control of the aircraft as it navigated the treacherous mountain passes. The passengers, many of them young athletes full of life and promise, could only watch in horror as the storm raged around them. Little did they know that their ordeal was only just beginning. As the aircraft descended through the clouds, attempting to find a break in the storm, it clipped the peak of a mountain, sending it spiraling down into a remote valley. The impact shattered the fuselage, scattering debris across the icy landscape. Of the 45 passengers and crew on board, only 29 survived the initial impact. Stranded at an altitude of over 12,000 feet, surrounded by the wreckage of their aircraft and the unforgiving peaks of the Andes, they faced a fight for survival against seemingly insurmountable odds. The air was thin, making every breath a struggle. Temperatures plummeted far below freezing, and their meager supplies of food and water dwindled with each passing day. As hope began to fade, the survivors were forced to confront a horrifying reality. In order to survive, they would have to consume the bodies of their fallen comrades. It was a decision that went against every instinct, every moral fiber of their being. But it was a decision born of desperation, a testament to the primal will to live. For 72 days, they endured this unimaginable ordeal. They melted snow for water, huddled together for warmth, and clung to the slimmest sliver of hope that rescue would come. From the unforgiving heights of the Andes, we journey to the heartland of America, where a bustling metropolis would soon be gripped by tragedy. It was a day like any other in Chicago. The sun was shining, the city teemed with life, and at O'Hare International Airport, hundreds of passengers prepared for their journeys. Among them were the souls aboard American Airlines Flight 191, unaware that their flight would become a tragic turning point in aviation history. Just minutes after takeoff, the unthinkable occurred, etching May 25, 1979 into the annals of aviation disasters. As Flight 191 climbed into the clear blue sky, a catastrophic mechanical failure ripped through the illusion of routine. The left engine, a behemoth of engineering designed to propel the aircraft forward, tore away from the wing, sending shockwaves through the cabin. The behemoth DC-10, once a symbol of modern aviation, was now locked in a desperate battle against forces it could not withstand. The horrifying spectacle unfolded before the eyes of horrified onlookers below, forever scarring their memories with the image of the stricken airliner. The ensuing investigation revealed a chain of events as chilling as they were preventable. Maintenance oversights, a tragic underestimation of structural vulnerabilities. These factors combined to create a recipe for disaster. The horrifying crash of Flight 191 served as a brutal wake-up call, exposing systemic issues within the aviation industry that could no longer be ignored. The world watched as investigators meticulously pieced together the wreckage, searching for answers amidst the debris field. The industry held its breath as the investigation unfolded, revealing a series of missteps and oversights that had set the stage for tragedy. The findings sent shockwaves through the aviation world, forcing airlines and manufacturers to confront uncomfortable truths about their practices. The legacy of Flight 191 would be one of profound change, prompting a complete overhaul of aircraft design and maintenance procedures. From that day forward, the pursuit of aviation safety would take on a new urgency, forever shaped by the lessons learned from the ashes of this devastating crash. August 12, 1985. High above the verdant mountains of Japan, a Boeing 747, a symbol of human ingenuity and our mastery of the skies, embarked on what seemed like a routine flight. Japan Airlines Flight 123, carrying 524 souls, soared above a nation renowned for its precision engineering, a nation that took pride in its aviation industry. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. A faulty repair, a seemingly insignificant flaw in the aircraft's structure, set in motion a chain of events that would lead to unimaginable tragedy. As Flight 123 cruised at altitude, a catastrophic failure of the pressure bulkhead tore through the aircraft with the force of a detonating bomb. The explosive decompression that followed was instantaneous, ripping a gaping hole in the fuselage and transforming the cabin into a maelstrom of chaos. The once pristine cabin, a testament to human comfort and design, was now a terrifying free-fall chamber. Passengers and crew alike were tossed about like rag dolls, their desperate struggle for survival playing out against the backdrop of a dying aircraft. In the aftermath of the crash, the world grappled with the sheer scale of the tragedy. The loss of Japan Airlines Flight 123 wasn't just a national tragedy, it was a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of aviation. The wreckage, scattered across a remote mountainside, became a solemn monument to the lives lost. It served as a stark reminder that even in the most technologically advanced nation, disaster could strike without a moment's notice. As investigators combed through the wreckage, their grim task was to piece together the puzzle of what went wrong. The world watched as the investigation unfolded, revealing a series of errors and oversights that had culminated in this unimaginable catastrophe. The findings sent shockwaves through the aviation industry, prompting a global reassessment of aircraft design and maintenance procedures. The legacy of Flight 123 would be one of profound change, a catalyst for a global push towards enhanced safety protocols and a renewed focus on the critical importance of meticulous maintenance. The year is 1985. Amidst Cold War tensions, life continues. People embark on journeys of hope and business. On June the 23rd, Air India Flight 182 took off from Montreal. Families returning home, young professionals pursuing dreams, seasoned travelers on new adventures. As Flight 182 soared over the Atlantic, a sinister act was about to unfold. A bomb placed by terrorists ticked away. Passengers and crew, unaware, went about their routines. Laughter and conversations filled the cabin. The contrast made the tragedy poignant. Then the bomb detonated. The explosion ripped through Flight 182, transforming it into a scene of carnage. The skies were marred by debris. The world watched in horror. Shockwaves spread globally. Grief and outrage rippled across nations. The loss of innocent lives united people in sorrow and anger. The attack was a stark reminder of extremism. It forced the world to confront terrorism, prompting a global effort to strengthen security. The closing days of 1988 held the promise of holidays and reunions for families across the globe. Little did anyone know a tragedy was about to unfold that would forever darken the skies. On December 21st, Pan Am Flight 103 took off from London's Heathrow Airport, bound for Detroit. A bomb detonated mid-flight, tearing the aircraft apart. Debris rained down on Lockerbie, Scotland, causing unimaginable devastation. All 270 souls aboard and 11 on the ground perished. The tragedy led to stricter aviation security measures worldwide. The memory of those lost serves as a reminder of the human cost of hatred and violence. July 19, 1989 began like any other day for United Airlines Flight 232. Originating in Denver and bound for Chicago, their journey was to be routine. High above Iowa, the ordinary transformed into the unthinkable. A catastrophic failure in the tail engine rendered the plane's hydraulic systems useless. The DC-10 was now at the mercy of the winds. Captain Al Haynes faced an aircraft that no longer responded to conventional controls. The rudder and ailerons disabled, the DC-10 became a lumbering giant. Yet, in the cockpit, a remarkable sense of calm prevailed. News of the crisis reached Sioux City Airport, where emergency responders prepared. The runway became a beacon of hope. As Flight 232 drew closer, the world watched. The pilots resorted to using the varying thrust of the remaining engines to steer. It was a high-stakes balancing act. Captain Haynes and his crew remained calm, their focus unwavering. Approaching Sioux Gateway Airport, Flight 232 was a shadow of its former self. The crippled aircraft, trailing smoke, became a testament to the challenges faced by those who take to the skies. Yet the spirit of hope and survival remained. The landing was nothing short of miraculous. The DC-10 touched down, its fuselage breaking apart. Amidst the wreckage, stories of heroism and survival emerged. 112 souls survived, a testament to the skill and courage of the flight crew and emergency responders. The crash became a profound lesson in crisis management. On July 17, 1996, TWA Flight 800 took off from JFK Airport, bound for Paris. 12 minutes later, a catastrophic explosion occurred. The tragedy left a nation in mourning and led to significant changes in aviation safety. The legacy of TWA Flight 800 is a commitment to safer skies. The skies above us, once considered an untamed frontier, have become increasingly crowded with the march of time. Thousands of aircraft crisscross the globe daily, relying on a delicate ballet of communication and precision to navigate this aerial highway. Yet, even with the most advanced technology, the potential for human error remains a constant shadow. In November 1996, the skies above the Indian village of Charkhi Dadri bore witness to a tragedy that underscored the fragility of this delicate balance. Two aircraft, a Saudi Arabian Airlines Boeing 747 and a Kazakhstan Airlines Ilyushin Il-76 cargo plane, found themselves on a collision course. The Saudi Arabian flight, carrying pilgrims returning from Mecca, had just taken off from Delhi, while the Kazakh aircraft was preparing to land at the same airport. A series of miscommunications between the pilots and air traffic control, compounded by language barriers and deviations from standard procedures, set the stage for disaster. As the two aircraft converged, the pilots fought desperately to avert the inevitable. The resulting collision, at an altitude of over 14,000 feet, was catastrophic. The impact, heard for miles around, scattered debris over a wide area, leaving no survivors among the 349 souls aboard both aircraft. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the aviation world, prompting an immediate and urgent investigation. In the aftermath, it became tragically clear that the collision was not simply a consequence of fate, but a series of avoidable human errors. The investigation revealed critical flaws in communication protocols, highlighting the urgent need for more robust systems to prevent similar tragedies. The Charkhi Dadri collision served as a stark reminder of the importance of clear, concise communication in aviation, particularly in airspace shared by aircraft of different nationalities and operating procedures. It spurred a global effort to standardize communication protocols, improve pilot training, and enhance air traffic control systems. The legacy of Charkhi Dadri lives on in the countless lives saved by these improvements. Each successful takeoff, each smooth landing stands as a testament to the lessons learned from this dark day in aviation history. The relentless pursuit of technological advancement has undoubtedly made air travel safer than ever before. Yet, as we've seen throughout history, even the most sophisticated machines are only as reliable as the humans who operate them. And sometimes the greatest threats to safety come not from mechanical failures or external forces, but from within the human mind itself. On March 24, 2015, Germanwings Flight 9525, an Airbus A320, departed Barcelona for Düsseldorf on what should have been a routine flight. On board were 144 passengers and 6 crew members, their lives entrusted to the hands of the flight crew. What unfolded over the next hour would shock the world and expose a chilling vulnerability in the aviation industry. As the aircraft cruised at 38,000 feet, the unthinkable occurred. The co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz, deliberately locked the captain out of the cockpit and, with chilling intent, initiated a controlled descent into the French Alps. The impact, captured by seismic sensors, sent shockwaves through the aviation community and beyond. As investigators pieced together the events leading up to the crash, a horrifying truth emerged. Lubitz, it was discovered, had a history of severe depression and suicidal thoughts, a condition he had concealed from his employer. The Germanwings tragedy forced the world to confront an uncomfortable reality. Even with rigorous safety protocols and advanced technology, the human factor remains the most unpredictable element in aviation. The tragedy ignited a global debate about pilot mental health and the responsibility of airlines to identify and address potential risks. In the wake of the disaster, aviation authorities around the world implemented stricter mental health screening procedures for pilots. New guidelines were established to provide pilots with greater access to confidential mental health support and to encourage a culture of openness and support within the aviation industry. The Germanwings tragedy serves as a tragic reminder that the pursuit of aviation safety must extend beyond the technical realm. It underscores the vital importance of addressing the human element, ensuring that those entrusted with our lives in the skies receive the support they need to maintain not only their physical well-being but also their mental health. From the fog-shrouded runway at Tenerife to the unforgiving peaks of the Andes, from the skies above Charkhi Dadri to the French Alps, each of these tragedies tells a story of lives lost, of human error and mechanical failure, of the fragility of life and the enduring strength of the human spirit. But these stories are not merely tales of tragedy. They are also stories of resilience, of lessons learned, and of an industry's unwavering commitment to preventing such disasters from happening again. Each investigation, each new regulation, each technological advancement serves as a testament to the memory of those we have lost and a promise to protect those who continue to take to the skies. If you found this journey through the dark chapters of aviation history thought-provoking, we encourage you to like this video and subscribe to Once How I Wonder. Your support allows us to continue exploring these crucial stories and to uncover the valuable lessons that history has to offer. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What lessons from these tragedies do you believe have had the greatest impact on modern aviation? Thank you for watching. Remember, every story from the past is a stepping stone towards a safer future. Until next time, keep wondering and stay safe.